Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to today's ceremony marking the retirement of Mr. Donald R. Walker. I am Bryant Garson, the district's emerging leader, and I will be your MC for today's ceremony. Overseeing our ceremony today is Major Ben Cox, Deputy Commander of the Fort Worth District. As soon as we get connectivity, we'll start today's ceremony. All right. Please rise for the playing of our national anthem and the invocation given by Mr. Eddie Rodriguez and the Pledge of Allegiance also by Mr. Rodriguez.
What's so broad, weary head at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous night, o'er the ramparts we watched, where so gallantly standing, and the mountains
Bow with me for the invocation. Heavenly Father, as we gather here today, we ask for your grace and comfort for the incredible 55 years of service Don has dedicated to the Army Corps of Engineers and USACE IT. We thank you, Lord, for the strength, wisdom, and perseverance you bestowed upon him throughout his journey. His leadership has been a beacon of clarity, grace, and integrity, guiding us all through the challenges and change. We ask for your continued blessings upon Don as he steps into this new chapter of his life. May he be surrounded by peace, joy, and the rewards of a life well lived. We also ask that you bless everyone here today that are present with us and those joining us from afar. May we all be inspired by Don's example of leadership, kindness, and unwavering faith. Lord, we especially thank you for the moments of laughter and joy Don has shared with us, whether through his gospel songs echoing from his office or his warm words of encouragement. May his spirit of joy, humility, and compassion continue to live in all of us, reminding us to find the light and the laughter in every day. As we celebrate Don's remarkable career, we also celebrate the legacy he leaves behind, not only in the work he's done, but in the lives he's touched. May we carry forward this lessons of service, integrity, and joy that Don has generously shared with us. We ask your blessing upon Don, this ceremony, and all who have gathered here today. May we all leave with hearts full of gratitude, inspired by an example set before us. We ask this in your holy name. Amen. Now, if you would join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America
Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. It is my honor to recognize the members of Don's family that are here with us today. With us today include Don's son, Don Walker Jr. Ms. Walker was not able to be in attendance today, though. At this time, please follow along with me in your program as we run through only a small portion of Don Walker's distinguished career. Don Walker has been a dedicated Army Corps of Engineers employee and leader for more than 55 years. After graduating from college at Lamar University with a bachelor's in mathematics and a minor in engineering, he began his career with USACE on August 11, 1969. But shortly thereafter, the nation's Army had other ideas and called Don to duty with the Army Reserves, which required him to pause his service with USACE. For the next year, Don fulfilled his Army Reserve obligation. In December 1970, he joined USACE, and over the course of the next 29 years, Don would fill many roles. He assumed the role of Information Technology Chief for the Fort Worth District on February 14, 1999. Since then, he has provided exceptional leadership and sage technological advice to 10 commanders, countless deputy commanders, and deputy district engineers, as well as supporting the IT requirements of more than 1,500 district employees and personnel across the district's broad footprint. Throughout his tenure, Don has successfully guided the district through 14 major iterations of Windows operating systems and has continuously ensured top-tier IT services for one of USACE's largest districts, encompassing 47 remote field offices across Texas. A pivotal moment in Don's career came in 2007 when he played a key role in establishing the Army Corps of Engineers Information Technology. You know it simply as ACET. He led a groundbreaking live webcast for the Rio Symposium in San Antonio, making it possible for IT personnel across all USACE divisions and districts to view the event remotely. An impressive technical feat at the time. In addition to his IT chief duties, Don also served as the Regional Information Officer for the Southwestern Division, overseeing information management and technology operations for SWF, SWD, and SWG. His leadership has been instrumental in shaping the Corps' transition to the modern IM IT structure and advancing the mission of providing reliable, innovative technology across the organization. We can't say enough about his impact and influence on the success of the district's mission over the past 26 years, and his impact on USACE over his distinguished 55-plus year career. And did you also know that Don Walker was once the mayor of Forest Hills, Texas, a small community just southeast of Fort Worth? His long-serving legacy of dedication and commitment are evident and on display, both at the Fort Worth District and in his local community. At this time, it is my honor to introduce Major Ben Cox, Deputy Commander of the Fort Worth District, U.S. Army Corps of Engineers.
Hey team, I'm honored to preside over this. Don, it's my honor and privilege. Appreciate it, Bryant. All right, good morning, ladies and gentlemen, friends and family of the Fort Worth District. It's my great honor to welcome you to this occasion where we gather to celebrate Don Walker's 55 years of service. Dedication and federal public service. That's outstanding. Before we begin with the official ceremony, I'd like to take a moment to specifically honor any former commanders, deputy district engineers, retirees, and Don's fellow IT professionals who are in attendance today. If there's anybody here, please stand. IT professionals, any former? All right. Got one, two. All right. Thank you to each of you for your service and for the legacy that you have left for all of us to carry on. And a hearty thanks to all that put the ceremony together on short notice, but an event that highlights the best of teamwork. So I appreciate it. Let's give the team that put the ceremony together a round of applause. Today, we recognize a remarkable individual whose career embodies the highest standards of leadership, innovation, and commitment. Don Walker, quiet and soft-spoken, never told any of us that he started working for the Corps of Engineers a mere 3 weeks after Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin walked the moon. Just kidding. You don't look a day over 40, Don. All right. Wow. I can sincerely say thank you for your service. That's impressive. Don's career is a testament to the power of people and teamwork. With his leadership shaping military information technology infrastructure and his forward-thinking ideas setting new standards and readiness. I know one example during my short tenure of working here, the employees in this building understand that there is almost no cell phone signal in this building, which makes it challenging to reach your loved ones and for the deputy to create a chat to reach everybody because nobody responds to my text messages because they don't have signal. So you almost got it to the finish line. I think we're 10 yards away waiting on GSA. And as soon as that program, is effective and everybody has signal, I think it was about $500,000 is what's going to end up costing. We'll make sure to send you a message and thank you for pushing that on there. And then I'll start creating all the text chats so I can get a hold of everybody quickly. All right. From leading planning efforts for the development of ACE IT, which was, I believe, took about 18 months to implement that. That's quite impressive. To mentoring and inspiring those around him, Don didn't just make things work. He made them better. Let's give Don a round of applause. Being in this line of work, Don could not have done it alone. It is the love and support of his spouse, Melinda, significant others, family, friends that helped him excel in his career. So thank you, and I'm proud to see each of you here today. Again, thank you all for your time and for joining us today at this time. I'll be turning things back over to Brian.
It is now time to start the official awards part of the ceremony. In honor of Donald R. Walker's distinguished service to the United States Army, the Corps of Engineers, and the nation, we will now present him with several tokens of our appreciation. This is to certify that the Secretary of the Army has awarded the Civilian Service Accommodation Medal to Donald R. Walker for exceptional service as the Chief, U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, Information Technology, Fort Worth District from August 19th, 1969 to October 31st, 2025. Mr. Walker's visionary leadership and unwavering commitment have left an undeniable mark on our nation. His efforts were instrumental in the district's ability to work from remote locations for nearly 5 years. The enhancements in the connectivity and quality of service proved invaluable as the district continued to function with no mission degradation. Mr. Walker's profound impact reflects great credit upon himself, the United States Army Corps of Engineers, the Department of the Army, and the Department of Defense. Next, we'll present the coveted Army Engineers Association Crystal Castle. While we all know the castle itself is a symbol of strength and engineering prowess, its representation in glass crystal adds another layer of meaning, one of clarity, purity, and brilliance, reflecting the values of transparency, integrity, and excellence that the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers strives for in its projects and operations. We present this crystal castle to you not just as a representation of the strength of the Corps of Engineers' capabilities, but also its honor and pride. The inscription reads, Donald R. Walker, in honor of 55 years of USACE service. Don, seriously, as the Major said earlier, 55 plus years. No one here can believe that you started working for the Corps less than a month after Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin became the first humans to walk the moon. Congratulations. Don, additionally, we have a small token for your wife, Miss Melinda Walker, as an appreciation for her countless hours of support and sacrifice while Don was performing his duties. It reads, in recognition of Miss Melinda Walker for her unwavering support of her husband, Don Walker, during his tenure with the Army Corps of Engineers, her devotion, dedication, and steadfast support in his 56-year civilian career helped Don to perform his duties in the utmost professional manner. Signed, Calvin A. Kroger, Colonel, U.S. Army Commanding. And now we come to the portion of the ceremony that Don has been waiting for, the retirement. Don is also receiving the Certificate of Retirement, a certificate of appreciation from Major Cots and the highly coveted and much desired retirement pin. Don is being presented with the Department of the Army Certificate of Appreciation that reads, on the occasion of your retirement, I wish to extend you my personal thanks and the appreciation of the United States Army for the many years of service which you have given to our country. I share your pride in the contributions you have made to the Army, and I trust that you will maintain an active interest in the Army and its objectives during your retirement. You take with you my best wishes and those of your fellow employees for happiness and success in the years that lie ahead. Signed, Colonel Calvin A. Kroger, Colonel, U.S. Army Commanding. Additionally, in recognition for your professionalism and exemplary dedicated service to the United States Army Corps of Engineers, your actions demonstrate your commitment both to our agency and your fellow colleagues from the Army Corps of Engineers Information Technology Team. You have been an invaluable asset to the Fort Worth District. Signed, Calvin A. Kroger, Colonel, U.S. Army Commanding. Thank you, Don. At this time, I'd like to open the floor to comments from any of Don's coworkers and friends that would like to speak. Rico?
All right, we finally connected. Don, you didn't have to spend that bail money that you said you set aside for me, so I think we did well all these last week. You know, but yeah, you don't want to know. But I do want to first, before I say anything at all, really special thanks to PAO Executive Office, the local USACE team, division. Everybody had a part. That's what made this special. No, Don said, I don't want anything, but once I let the cat out of the bag, there was no turning back. It turned into a nice event. So I want everybody to know I appreciate it. So let me get on with what I want to say, Don. So and you'll catch this here in a minute. 55 years and some change of federal service. That's just not a career. That's a legacy. You've given so much of your life to serving others, to building teams, guiding missions, and on board the Fort Worth District USACE Starship, making sure you kept it running steady through every challenge. It's hard to imagine this place without you at the controls. You've been more than a leader. You've been a teacher, a mentor, and sometimes even a counselor to a lot of us. I learned so much from you. How to stay calm when things go sideways, how to be patient, and most of all, how to really listen to people. These lessons have shaped me not just as a professional, but as a person. You've shown us that in IT, resistance is futile, but somehow you've always managed to make the impossible work. You faced every issue, big or small, and found a way to fix it. Sometimes with brilliance, sometimes with duct tape, but always with grace and humor. Through the years, you led with quiet strength, humility, and a sense of humor that's kept us all going when things get tough. And now, after more than half a century of service, you've completed this mission with honor, and it's time for your next expedition. So here's to you, sir, for the long days, the long nights, and the countless personnel and team members you've guided along the way. You left your mark on this organization and on every one of us who've had the privilege to serve with you. We'll miss your leadership, but we're grateful for the example you've set. Enjoy your next chapter. May it be full of new worlds to discover, good people to share them with, and to simply enjoy the journey. And as they say in the final frontier, may you live long and prosper. So I want to end this because I know Don's a Star Trek. No, this is not the official gift. This is mine because I know he has more to come. But because my theme of the speech was that you would. And so not only that, so he's not hungry along his next. Got Star Crunch moon pies. I know, communicator, but 80s.
Would anyone else like to speak on Don's career?
Rick's like,
for our online.
oh, sorry. And so Rick says, you're going to have to talk to Mr. Walker about that. So imagine my surprise when I walk in and it's not Ron, it's Don. I was like, wait a second. If y'all don't know who Ron Walker was, he was a white guy. So anyway, all right. So that was a little bit, I was like, okay, I don't know what I'm doing. And so that threw me. But Don, and as it's already been stated by Rick, was always a consummate professional. Don leads one of those programs that as long as everything's going right, nobody says a word. It's supposed to work, right? But man, it goes wrong. I can't get connected yesterday or Monday, whenever it was, fourth floor, couldn't get it, man. And so, but Ron took everything in stride, and he prided himself on providing the level of service that we all came to expect and enjoy, which made it very, very frustrating when it didn't work. So for that, Don, I do appreciate your patience with us. I have around 25 of those 40 some odd offices that you support. And so there's no shortage of people telling both of us how to do our jobs. And so I appreciate the patience that you've provided, not only to me, but to my entire staff. I appreciate the grace that you've given them. I was talking to a gentleman yesterday, Mr. Montez, and Tez said, you need to be careful with how you go about business and offer that grace. And there's no one that did that more than you did. Thank you so much for your professionalism, and I appreciate it. Thank you.
anyone else like? It's on.
Good morning, everyone. So, on behalf of myself and our original IT crew, can I have everybody that was a part of the original crew from back in the day that came out to support Dunn stand up, please? They've retired or moved on. So, on behalf of all of us and the current crew, stand with the current crew, stand up with the original crew. So, this is our staff now. You can be seated. So, on behalf of all of our IT office, I'm not going to look at you because you are tearing up. That's hard for Don, and I promise you are not going to make me cry. I have worked with Don for over 34 years, and he was very inspirational in my career. I started as his help desk PC technician, from there to his system administrator, to his network team lead, to his branch chief. And then I moved on to acquisition and contract management. But I'm happy that we're back in the office so I can get an opportunity to celebrate you on today. On behalf of all of us, you have been a great inspiration, everything that Rick has said. You have been a great mentor to many of us. You've been a great friend. You have been a strong supporter. And because of you, many of our careers have thrived and we've grown up, as Rick has said, and we have prospered in many different ways. We've learned so much from you. You gave so much of your heart, of your time, and your commitment level. If we were here, the network team, some of us on the network team, if we were here at midnight working on something or transitioning something, you were here with us. If we spent countless nights sleeping in a computer room, building a new server room, you were here with us. It was nothing that we didn't go through that you weren't here to support us and stand beside us. You wasn't the supervisor that said, go get it done, and you walked out. You were the supervisor that pulled up your sleeves, rolled up your pants leg, and you waddled through everything with us. And so for that, we are grateful. We love you. As you can see, everybody came back to support you, and we appreciate you and wish you the best in your next journey.
Sorry, Don. I couldn't. So I've had the privilege of knowing Don for about 20 years, right? We've been through a lot together, right? Don, Tammy, the biggest compliment, right, was when she found out you were retiring. She goes, how old is he? And I said, don't ask. So I said, maybe nobody's ever seen Don in a room with bright lights where he really shows his true age, but you have aged very well, right? But as has been mentioned several times this morning, right, you are one of the true leaders that truly does embody courage and grace, right? I've sat in a lot of meetings with you. I remember coming up to you after several of them, put my arm around you and say, Don, that's tough, but I'm always here for you. I have never seen, even in 2 tours overseas, I have never seen so many take as many live rounds as Don Walker did in several meetings. But he always exemplified courage and grace, right? So I think back to where in Scripture, where it says a soft answer turns away wrath, and you embodied that time and time again. You have always been a calm, constant, and I'm privileged to say companion as we've gone through this journey. And I was reading something the other night, and it was talking a little bit about loss, right? So we're not losing a loved one. He's just transitioning to another phase in his life and in his journey. But I would like to challenge everybody in here just to try to remember and embody some of Mr. Walker's finer points, right? courage and grace. Let's speak kindly to one another. Let's be soft. Don, you also embodied to me, it was something that I had to learn many years ago, right? True power is not telling somebody no when they ask you for it's how do we get to a yes, right? And I've seen many things that I even told Tammy that'll never happen that have happened under your watch. So I thank you for your many years of friendship, leadership, companionship. I look forward to keeping up with you and what's going on. As Sharina just said, I mean, I'm blown away because I've seen Everett Morton. I've seen Ralph. I saw Jeremy and Bert walk in together, and I'm like, man, y'all gonna fix the world now, right? It's old home week here. But I think that speaks volumes of the impact that you've had on a lot of people, and you will be missed. But hopefully, we will continue to embody you with our actions moving forward. Thank you.
Would anyone else like to speak? Let, oh.
See, Donald, you didn't know I was sitting in the back because I got out of my regional governance week a little bit earlier. So, Major Cox, thanks for towing the line for me, on those great remarks. And then, really, I want to just say thank you, Donald, for over 55 years of selfless service to our country, our nation, to our family, right? Making sure that, the green gumballs are always aligned, right? And, true to it, right, Tim? When everything's good, it's quiet. Everybody's happy. But whenever things aren't talking, we're not being able to broadcast, we're not being able to get connectivity to any one of our systems that are out there, everybody's hair is on fire, right? And everybody's probably coming to you, hey, I need some help. But, Donald, I just want to say thanks for your courage, your dedication, your selfless service, and your family's selfless service these many years to our nation. And I think there's no better way to send Donald off today than for me to shut up and get off the objective, and to bring you up and gift you one thing that not very many people get a chance to bear, and that's the coveted Fort Worth belt buckle. So come on up here. All the best, and thank you. And I'll expect to see you. Don't be a stranger. You're always family here with the Fort Worth family. So wear that with pride. Absolutely. Good deal. Thanks.
Thank you, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes the award portion. Now it is my pleasure to turn the floor over to our newest retiree, Mr. Donald R. Walker.
And a few short remarks. Rick, where's Rick? Saw this and said, we've only got 2 hours. I told him I would read every other line. Just a joke. So this is pretty intimidating. How about sit on? Now? Okay. I always wondered why we couldn't hear the speakers. Rick and I would sit in the back of the room and say, they need to stand in front of the mic and not move their head. And that's going to be sort of a challenge. I really appreciate everyone that has shown up and all the kind words that have been said. 55 years, wow. I did recognize that beginning there where we used to have to wait for a connection, and then many times we didn't get that connection. So obviously during that period of time, I've been able to see our technology change and grow. uh, and really accelerate the rate of change. Uh, that is a challenge for future generations of IT professionals, but for human beings in general, uh, and most also specifically the Corps of Engineers as they move forward to use the technical tools that they do to perform their missions, and therefore they will have to get really a grasp on this thing called AI. I'm going to break a. I told someone I serve as a sort of a mentor coach in for some young people in a once a year, uh, and there are strict rules they follow, and they get up, they introduce themselves, they tell the judges where they're from, but uh, not going to do that today. I did see Brian, who is from Dallas, Southwest Division, ITG. Appreciate you being here, Brian. Uh, One of the best spots in the Corps right here in Fort Worth. So I got kind of mixed feelings. There's certainly excitement, gratitude for everything that has helped me along my career. So I had all these achievements that you read, but truth of the matter is those people over there did that. Uh, Sometimes I said, I'm going to tell them to do it, but I don't know if we can do it. And they always came through. And the thing about being in information technology, both in this room and to the people that are online, is it's you have to have sort of a thick skin. You have to realize. I always tell myself it's not personal, uh, and so whenever we took a project on, we I always just kind of dealt with our people that way. Because at one time I was an intern, I was a trainee, and I made some big mistakes. At least twice I lost operating systems that I was responsible for. It wasn't a team of people, it was me, and I had to restore those for the district. And I did hear, Tim, from somebody a couple of times a day telling me that I had lost their data, and they weren't able to respond to a customer. But that is the business we're in. Uh, Major Cox and I were just briefly talking, and so he said, What do you think about the Corps? Or what is the memory you have?" And really, I don't know if there are some memories, some good memories and some bad memories. I'm aside. So one time, Don has just started to work here, and I belonged to the board of directors of the Corps of Engineers Credit Union. So I'm at a banquet one evening, and this gentleman is sitting across from me. This is a true story. And he asked me my name, and I give him my name and tell him I work in the computer center. And I said, "By the way, what is your name and who are you?" He looks at me and he says, "I'm your district engineer." I mean, I was stunned because I had not even met him. And sometimes we forget that as we progress through levels of leadership and supervision, we have to always remember to make ourselves accessible to everybody in the organization. And that is really a winning combination where everybody feels empowered to make recommendations, to give the very best of themselves. And so that's something I learned from that one little dinner early on. Uh, Obviously, as I said, I've seen technology progress from the days when we had tapes. Then there were days when we had these discs that we would mount. And then we moved on to time sharing and desktops. And then finally, we installed a network here in the district, and the district employee, we did that. Uh, then the next, that was all pre-ACE. Uh, and then the big challenge was when the president said, well, we're going to do something called a most efficient organization. And that created ACE. Uh, and let's see, again, a lot of our people from, we partnered with Lockheed Martin at the time. We were successful. And I see a lot of those people who were in our original ACE group are here today. And I really appreciate that. So I'm going to really kind of move to the end and sit down. Uh, Again, I mentioned AI, and that is, and I keep mentioning it. I do think we have to all take AI serious, uh, and we have to approach it from the standpoint that we are the master, and that it is not. And so something. The first guy I worked for, uh, one time, one of my programs didn't work. He said, "Well, the data you gave was bad, garbage in, garbage out." So I'm just going to bring that forward and say that anything we create is no better than the information that we provided, the accurate information. Uh, what am I going to do? Well, I've told everybody I'm going to get up and on Monday, and I'm not going to look for a meeting to join online. I'm just going to uh, right now continue some community things that I have going. Really busy in church. I've told a lot of you I belong to a nonprofit where we build, that nonprofit builds affordable housing called the Tarrant County Housing Development Corporation. So I'm going to still try to give a little more back to mankind as I move along. I don't really have any big trips planned. I may start. It's funny. I used to play golf 3 days a week, and I just stopped playing golf. So I may take up golf again. Uh, Finally, in closing, I did want to. This was something. So I worked for a guy. He had two things on his when you walked in his door. His name was Murray Huffman. So Murray had a sign up that said, "Remember the golden rule: he who has the gold makes the rule." So, so that kind of really that kind of struck me. I see RM here. Nobody will ever be able to spend money the way I have with technology. That was a standing joke with Mr. Geiger because every time he saw me, he would say, "Hold your wallets, please." But technology is expensive, and we have to continue to invest in technology in order to be competitive in the world. Finally, I just want to say you've talked a lot about my temperament, and I think that's carried me a long way. So I learned a long time ago from a preacher, you got to leave something behind. So his saying was he wanted to build shade trees under which he knew he would never sit, always leaving it for the next guy. So as I leave today, I remind each of you that we just borrow this piece of land, this moment in time for all humanity. And so as we move forward, with our missions, let's be sure that we also leave something for those that come after us. I thank you for all of this. It's been a little overwhelming, and best wishes to the Forward District Corps of Engineers and USACE in general. Thank you.
Please join us now in singing the engineering song and the Army song.
March along, sing a song with the army of the free. Count the brave, count the true, who have fought to victory. We're the army and proud of our name. We're the army and proudly proclaim. First to fight for the right and to build the nation's might, and the army goes rolling along. Proud of all we have done, fighting till the battle's won, and the army goes rolling along. And it's high, high day, the army's on its way. Count off the pages loud and strong. For wherever we go, you will always know that the army goes rolling along.